I'm Joshua Kemble, and this is my vloggins. I'm just doing a quick vlog today to kind of recap and kind of assess where I'm at on my comic book project for Not Death But Love, The Strange Mysterious Case of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. For those of you who may not be familiar with me, if you're just tuning into this for the first time, I've been a graphic designer for about 20 years. I'm an art director, which is where I'm heading to work for about 8. And when I'm not art directing or working on graphic designs and illustrations for clients, I'm working on these crazy long graphic novels. Graphic novels like Two Stories, which is a graphic novel that I did that talks really openly about my journey dealing with depression. And the most current one, which is Jacob's Apartment, which I would call like, if you took like Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind and Ghost World and kind of put the two in a blender, it's a story that has that kind of feel. So if those stories kind of have interest to you, I think this would be right up your alley. It is a story that deals with young love, with early loss, like sort of losing a parent figure to cancer. And it also deals with a crisis of faith, and ultimately like tries to tackle the question of, are the pursuits of dreams that we do as artists and writers and as human beings worth it if we do it at the cost of love? And so that's kind of Jacob's Apartment. That's available from Graphic Mundi, and those are my books that are out, and that's who I am, like when I'm, basically, just so you know, when I'm working, when I'm heading to work and doing these vlogs. Right now I'm working on this crazy book called Not Death But Love, The Strange Supernatural Case of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And in that book, I am about 20 pages in, and then I'm working on the 6th page of roughs, so 26 pages roughed and 20 pages finished, for a 230-page graphic novel. And in order to hit my deadline, I'm really hoping that this week I'll be able to get 6 pages knocked out. We're in pretty good shape. Last night was really pretty effective. I did a live stream while I was working, which I tend to do while I'm working on these comics. And I got all the way about two panels roughed out for the last of the 6 pages. From there, what I need to do tonight is finish up the roughs. I'll probably live stream while I do that. And then once I'm done with the roughs, I'd like to try to do photo reference for every single panel in it that I don't already have reference for. And then from there, we'll move to doing our layout and type and all of that stuff. And then from layout and type, we'll go to pencils and then to flat colors. And 6 pages may seem like a lot, but what's weird is I think it's totally feasible. I just need to kind of reframe my mindset, and that's something that's been on my mind, is like, there are things that we take on that are kind of impossible, and I definitely think that, like, with my faith, like, it makes things that are impossible, like, slightly more possible, which is very cool. But outside of that, like, sometimes when things seem impossible, it can literally be a mindset thing, where it's like, it's a change to approach and a dedication and a purpose. But I will say also, there's something to be said, and I kind of owe my career to this, for just sheer determination. I think that, like, if you're determined to kind of do something, it makes a big difference for, like, whether you get it done or not. And I'm not trying to say that, like, if you're determined to do something, like, it's just automatically going to make that thing happen. That's not the case. We obviously live in a world where there's a lot of things that are outside of our control, as well as a lot of things, that can prevent people from achieving things they want to achieve, because at the end of the day, we aren't our own, like, masters of our own destiny. We are kind of reliant on the whims of outer things and outer occurrences. However, I will say, having some determination and some purpose and some intention behind approaching something can be the difference between kind of like a win or a loss in that area. And so for me, I feel like if I get defeatistic about this deadline and this book, it's going to be very easy to get downtrodden, or to miss the deadline, or to, like, you know, basically not achieve the goal that I'm setting out to do here. Whereas if I stay determined and focused, it might be fully possible to actually get this thing done. And so that's something I've been slightly thinking about, is just like trying to reframe my mindset to think about like the approach that I need to take to get this done, to get it done well. Because the last thing I want to do is just rush through a bunch of pages and have a book I feel not good about at all out there in the world. But at the same time, like, we do need to actually hit the deadline on this book, and I do think it's possible. But it's going to require me to reframe my mindset. And again, like, doing things like when I work, I usually have a work window of 9 to 2. And what I've realized, especially last night, is that I need to take full advantage of that work window. Often I'll get from like 9 to 12 and then be like, sweet, I get some extra sleep that's going to be useful for the next day. Instead of looking at it like, I've finished the main task, 9 to 12, let's move on, let's get ahead, let's move forward. And that's something that I'm going to try to remind myself of, is like, as I'm working on this book and this deadline, any opportunity I have to kind of move on, move ahead, and move forward, I need to take it, because those opportunities are going to get slimmer and slimmer as we get closer and closer to the deadline. So that's basically it for what I'm working on. It might get complicated because on Friday I have my ultrasound to kind of check on my gallbladder, and so hopefully that doesn't mess with my productivity or my ability to kind of turn things out. But yeah, that's basically where we're at, and I'll let you guys know how things go. But so far, the kind of assessment that I did yesterday, where I kind of sat down and I back planned and broke down what I need to achieve, it's very helpful. It's giving me a much clearer picture and visual of like where I need to be in order to hit my mark. All right. How are you guys doing on your projects? And then also just let me know what you guys do to kind of keep determined and focused, and also properly back plan projects. And do you apply that to your own creative projects? Because that can actually make things that seem like impossible broken down into chunks, where it's like little things that are a little hard, but they're achievable. And that's the thing, is like, how do you take things that seem unachievable, break them down, and make them achievable? Again, this doesn't work for everything, but I'm kind of curious what your guys' methods are on it. And with that being said, I'm going to get to traffic. I'm joking, it's not just traffic, it's driving, but I am going to be in traffic for a bit. And then from there, we'll just kind of see what happens tonight and whether this is sustainable or not. But I think it is. So yeah, let me know in the comments section what you guys think. Are you enjoying these vlogs too? I always want to ask that occasionally, because I'm trying to do these a little more often. I think it's a nice way to kind of provide updates for you guys, and also it's a nice way for me to have some insight into my process and kind of think things out. So that's it. I'll see you guys on the next vloggins, or probably live streaming tonight when I finish up the roughs for page 26. Bye.